So how and when do you introduce a blanket to your baby while they sleep? My name is Anna and I am a certified sleep coach and the owner of Little Wink Sleep. There are a couple of different things here when it comes to introducing a blanket to your baby. They can be a fantastic tool in the right setting for the right age. The reason why I like having a blanket or a stuffy or a lovey of some kind is that it is a great communication tool. When you're traveling, you can introduce this stuffed toy or attachment item. When you are transitioning spaces, when you are trying to cue that it is time for sleep, then you're able to really help baby understand that it is okay and safe to sleep. You're going to be looking at 12 months is the AAP, so the American Association of Pediatrics, to introduce a blanket for baby sleep. This is when it is deemed safe. Prior to that, sure, you might use a blanket when they're in the stroller or the car seat or in a supervised setting. However, we're not going to leave them in the crib or in a sleep space unattended with a blanket. The reason being is that it can be a safety hazard, not only for SIDS, but also for rebreathing, where we're not getting enough fresh oxygen to the baby in their breath cycle during sleep. When you're going to introduce it, a couple of months beforehand, if you want to, you can actually start using this item. Not that you would put it in bed with them, but say you're on the go, so in the car and it's nap time, or in the stroller or the carrier, you could use that specific blanket or lovey. Or maybe when you're doing your song before you go into the crib, or your cuddles, or maybe it's a prayer or something like that, you can put that lovey between you and baby so that it starts to signal that that is a part of the bedtime. Then when they turn a year, instead of putting that to the side without going into the crib, you're able to put it into the crib with your baby. When picking something to be an attachment item, here are some things to think about. First of all, we want to make sure that whatever it's made of is baby friendly. I don't really love lots of chemicals and colors and all of these kind of things that baby may be like sucking on the blanket or chewing on the ear of the bunny. So let's make sure that whatever you're putting into your baby's space is a healthy product. You know, like we're using like cottons, we're using linens, and linens are great because they're like self-cleaning. Same with wool, things like that. Then we're going to make sure that nothing can come off whatever you're putting in there. So I don't like things with buttons or sequins or anything like that, or glitter, because it's going to come off and your baby can ingest it. Then also look for something that is more of a weave. So with blankets, my kids personally, they have a small blankie, little blankie, and a big blankie, and they are identical. However, the small blankie is going to be a more manageable size, because if we put a very large blanket into the crib, they can get caught in it, they can't manage it. Even being a year, their dexterity is not there. This is also why I love knitted blankets or muslin cloths, because they are breathable. They can breathe through them. And so it makes me feel a lot calmer as a mom having those in the crib after that 1 year stage. The other thing to think about is you want something that is lasting. This is going to be your child's attachment toy. This is going to go on a lot of adventures. So make sure it's something lasting that isn't super kind of easy to get ruined, or maybe threads coming out or things like that. We want it to be able to stand up the test of time. So if your baby is really loving like muslin swaddle cloths, let's get one of the swaddle quilts instead. Let me show you. For example, a lot of kids will love muslin cloths like this because they can scrumple them up, they can put them near their face, and yes, they are breathable. However, after they've been chewing or loving on this for quite some time, you're going to find that it wears holes in it. So why not start off with a blanket that is muslin? It's still breathable, but it's got a couple of layers to it, so it's got some trim around the edge. It's just a little bit sturdier, so that then they're able to take it around, but it has that same feeling. Each child's different, So they may find things that are more appropriate to their personality, and try not to get too caught up on like what you would prefer to be their lovey. What I have done with my kids is that we have Little Blankie and Big Blankie. So this is Little Blankie folded in half. I'm not showing you the other side because they actually have their names knitted into them. This way, when they're at daycare, the daycare teachers know which one is theirs. And then I have a large version. This is fantastic for when they're getting bigger and they're, you know, like my 5-year-old, she wants her Big Blankie now because she wants it to cover all of her body. However, Little Blankie is always the way to their heart.
Hey there, Mama. Are you feeling exhausted, frustrated, and just a little defeated? I hear you, and I've been there, and thankfully, I can help. Let's teach your baby to sleep. I'm talking 10 to 12 hours of sleep each night. Little Wing's Sleep Baby program uses a science-based, gentle, parent-present approach that fosters healthy attachment while teaching independent sleep skills. We don't believe in letting your baby cry it out. This program includes everything you need, such as our insider strategies, both on night sleep and naps, as well as extras like our monthly live Q&A.